Hello dreamers, welcome back on my channel for the last video of the year. And are you ready? Today we'll do absolutely nothing. It's just to thank you, all of you, who follow me and support the channel. Without you, none of this would exist. We also talk a little about the new Dreams update and how it behaves after this first trial period. But first, remember to like the video, comment and of course subscribe. Let's start by talking about Dreams 2. For now, as far as I'm concerned, there aren't many changes, but those that are, there are fundamental for me. And the first of all is the possibility to copy and paste keyframes. You just need to click on this icon, select the keyframes you are interested with the Apple Pencil, copy and paste. A very simple thing that wasn't there on Dreams 1, but here we can finally do it, and in these days that I've been using it, I've really saved a lot of time in my workflow. This brings rig animation to a new level, so you don't have to do every drawing for every frame, and from my point of view this little option is more important than the flipbook. Speaking of flipbook, I read a lot of people complaining that it's still a bit immature and that the way it's set up slows down the workflow a bit because it's too disconnected from the timeline. I honestly don't see any difficulties in using it. In fact, if I have to make a frame-by-frame animation, everything stays there and I can decide to move it wherever I want on the timeline. All this allows me to have a more orderly timeline and above all a faster one to scroll through, without having dozens of tracks like before. I think that the amount of work to make 2D animation is more scary, but here there are no compromises. If you want to do a good job, you will have to sweat for every single frame. So don't waste time talking and get to work. As far as I'm concerned, the flipbook is really saving me. I can transform all my rig animations into flipbooks, thus reducing the load of the graphics engine. Here, for example, I created the rig animation of this woman being flipped. I then needed the character to be in the foreground, once on the ground, so I divided the rig animation group, and I brought a part of it up in the timeline, turning it into a flipbook to reduce the weight on Dreams 2. Even though I use the flipbook more for this reason than for making frame-by-frame animations, at least for now, well, why not? From my point of view, these two additions are really fundamental to speed up my work and to lighten the software. Each tool that is given to us be used in various ways. You just need to practice a little to understand how it best suits your needs. But don't stop at the surface. Try it out and above all, have fun. In these festive days, I'm having fun creating animations that I'm sure won't be of any use to me. But sometimes you need to switch off your mind. Here I'm trying a descent on the snow. But from this animation it immediately comes to my mind that I have a wish for 2026 of Dreams, and my wish is to somehow add vector graphics. Here I have a really huge background. To make it fit into the project I had to enlarge it really a lot. This obviously led to having a very low resolution. As you can see, if I zoom in here you can see the pixels of the drawing, and obviously I don't like this very much. I made this drawing on Procreate with a very high resolution, but obviously when I zoom in a lot I see the pixels. It's essential to work with a canvas on Procreate that is higher than 4K, but when I have to build a huge background like in this case, well, vector graphics would be really very useful. So yes, for 2026 it would be great to have something similar on Dreams, even if I think it's not a priority for the Savage team. Obviously, for the moment we have to get around the problem, perhaps by creating separate portions of the same drawing on multiple canvases, in order to have a higher resolution. Or we can add a blur filter to the layer, but this only if the background actually needs to be a little blurry, otherwise it doesn't make much sense. In this case maybe it could even work, because I would like to keep the focus on the character. But there will be many moments where the background will be the protagonist, and therefore I will need to bring it into focus. So to the question of whether Dreams is ready for 2026, I would say that the answer, if we are ready for Dreams, the team has given us new tools. Now it's up to us to make the most of them. As for what is still missing from Dreams, well, in the drawing part, definitely the whole part of Assisted Guide, which I'm sure will be among the first additions, even if we don't have a new roadmap yet, which will presumably arrive at the beginning of the year. It will certainly be among the new additions. In all this, always for the drawing part, also the arrival of the new filters, especially those that we already know on Procreate, I hope will be added. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. New rigging features will have to make this type of animations even more incredible and precise. Lip sync and the management of 3D space, also because the engine is designed for this. We have reached the end of today's video, a video that's probably useless, but it was mainly to say hello and thank you, members of the community. I recommend you go and see the tutorials I've already done if you have time these days. Even if Dreams interface has changed, you will still find them really useful. Go and see my short movie to While Waiting for the Arrival of Animal, which I'm working on and which I'm finally finishing. Happy New Year, dreamers! Thank you so much for watching, and